about my question, one habit that you know it's not good for you, but you still do it.
Yeah, for me, I've been trying for many years now. I cannot get up before 7 a.m. I cannot. I don't know how to do that.
What time do you sleep?
10:30 sometimes. So it's not that I don't get enough sleep. I do. I can be awake, but I won't get up from the bed. 7 o'clock, I know I have to get up because there's kids' lunches. Now I have to. That's the deadline.
Have to become dominant, and that's the motive of your action, right? Like the propelling force. Rather than want to, you have to get up. Okay. Very nice self-reflection.
For me, it's the morning coffee.
Okay.
And I like sugar in my coffee. So I pretty much went sugar free, but I could not do without coffee or sugar in my coffee. So I know that those are the two things that, and then even today I was reflecting on it before I even saw your question. Oh, this is one thing I really enjoy, so I should do it.
You give yourself that freedom. Very good. Okay, we'll talk about that freedom, what we feel.
Well, there are many things. Yes, overeating. I know that it's not good for me, especially sugar. If I have sugar in the house, mithai or anything,
can't control.
No, it's not good. So I try not to bring any, but whenever something happens and it's left over, it's all mine.
Sweet craving. So don't get it.
Yeah, I try not to.
So the first one is waking up early in the morning. So I am planning to wake up at 5 o'clock, but that's not happening at all. Whatever time I go to bed in the night, nowadays it's like 11:30. So only after 6 I wake up, eating the baked goods like cupcakes, muffins. Even yesterday, I have a sweet tooth, and I'm not a big fan of, laddu, jalebi, all those kind of things, but baked goodies like cake, cupcakes, all those things. Yesterday, I looked at the muffin. I was thinking, okay, this is nothing but just flour and sugar. It's not good for me, but still I went ahead and finished one. That's one thing. And another thing is, the third one I wanted to share is the screen time. If I take my phone at 6:50, I tell myself, okay, I have only 10 minutes. By 7 o'clock, I need to lock the phone and then do some other work. But when it comes to 7:02, 7:05, I'm like, oh, this is going interesting. Let me finish watching this. And then that will extend like for 15-20 minutes. So these are all the things I want to change, but it's keep going. Yeah. Thank you for listening, Archana.
I know it is very bad not to eat savory snacks, that Indian snacks, salty one. I know because of my thyroid, my doctor said cut down all the sweet sugar and all salty. But I don't know, whenever I go to Indian store shop, I always get packet. Then I say, no, I just eat little, I'll take it in the bowl and I'll eat. But oh boy, it goes to the packet. One is done. Again, my temptation. I want to finish this again. Then I'm done for this week. Next shopping, I'll think on that. But that's what, it's really bad.
Revelation about your own self and admitting that takes a lot of courage to do that. Good.
The others have covered this common points. It's the same thing for me, like social media and binge watching television, Netflix. I know I'm going beyond the limit, but it's something that I can't control. It's
one habit of yours that you know it's bad, but you still do it anyways.
I guess food. And I'm dressed in a pizza, so you can see.
Nice Halloween costume.
I know. What have you become?
Pizza.
Pizza. Food.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So everybody has a food, sleep, or TV or screen, right? Common problems. So how do you control that? So these things, you have to understand the core, how the mind works. These things are all things what you said is related to what? It's related to our senses, right? They're tangible things. Either you want to eat something put inside you or watch something, like your eyes want that, your tongue wants that, or your body wants to sleep inside that cozy bed. It's all related to your body and the senses. right? You're dwelling in your sensory pleasures, I would say. And these are dependent on something very deep seated, what's called raga and dvesha in Sanskrit, which is your likes and dislikes. Simply, we want to, what we like, we want to go closer to that. What we don't like, we want to run away from it. Okay. And people who think that they get freedom by eating what they want, by watching what they want, back to back in the weekend, Netflix serial or whatever, they think that's freedom, but you're actually a slave of your senses. If you think deeper, it's not freedom. Now, this is on the level of senses. How about being slave at the level of mind? How can we be slave at the level of mind? And we have some habits. Now, everybody has talked about some tangible habits, correct? Related to the body and senses, which is tangible. You can see, touch, feel, all those things. But intangible habits like overthinking. Like suppose a child has getting late from work, or somebody's coming late, and you always think negative. Oh my God, what happened? They met with an accident or what? Or overthinking, my child doesn't study, how will he or she go to university or get a job or have a good life? Thinking too much in advance. What do you think that is? That's also fear, insecurity based on likes and dislike. That is intangible habit we all have. Can you relate to that? Your tangible habits and intangible habits, they go hand in hand. It's not that it's alone existing. Most of us have both of these negative habits together. Make sense? And then there's another intangible habit that if somebody has an opinion about you, or if you find your friend A gossiping about you to a friend B, and somehow you find about it, and then having that really bad anger or rage or upset. Okay, if somebody has an opinion about you, that's also an intangible habit that disrupts our growth. So that one way to deal with a level on the physical level, and it's a similar way to deal on the level of intangible things. I'll tell you how. There's only one method which Shankaracharya said. It's called Pratipaksh Bhavana. Okay, what is Pratipaksh Bhavana? It's thinking opposite or cultivating an opposing point of view within yourself. For example, if you are fond of eating, then you have to think, is this eating good for my growth? All the time ask this question. Bother your mind with this question all the time. How is it benefiting me? Write down those points. Contemplate. Read about bad habits of bad effects of that thing you're eating, like cholesterol, how it is not good for your health, how it's detrimental for your thyroid, or whatever your thing may be. Think all the time. Think so much that you create an aversion towards that thing. This is in terms of food habits. Go and research about the ingredients in the package. Okay? The more you make your mind aware of what is wrong in that, highly likely that you're able to give up that habit. Okay? That's one thing. Deepa, for you, for baked goods, go and read about that sugar, what it does to your body, or the white flour. Now, for screen time, same thing. How it affects you. See, if you spend more than like 20 minutes on a screen watching all the social media and everything, you can feel the change in your mind. Actually, it's been proved that people who spend more time on social media, they go towards anxiety and depression more. And you yourself will feel a difference within your own mind. You feel so agitated after browsing social media, even on a very subtle level. So develop that awareness within. And then it's all about developing that awareness. Okay. So watch out and read about researchers, that what happens when we binge watch. Give that knowledge to your mind, even though you know, research about it. See what different researchers have found about these binge watching or social media, anxiety, all those things. There are tons of information on this topic, that how social media affects our mind. So while you're browsing, browse this also. The negative effect of binge watching or spending time on social media, how it affects your brain. And then keep thinking about that. Okay, if the research has been done, it must be true. And then keep thinking, is it a good use of my time? Can I do something else in this time which is conducive for my growth? That stop and on button should be always activated. When to switch on, when to switch off. That awareness has to seep in. So that's, we've dealt with the social media and the screen thing. Now the most difficult is getting up in the morning. Think about the benefits of getting up in the morning. Our body is very sluggish in the morning, and it's in Ayurveda, it's called Kapha Prakriti. Like, you want to be cozy, it's very sluggish in the morning. The mind and the body doesn't want to get up. So in the night before, usually Ayurvedic doctors say that you have to massage your body so that whatever the toxins is accumulated, it's drained from the body. Massage in the night, your leg, everything, all over your body in this direction, towards the heart. Okay, so that any toxins accumulated, it's all drained in the lymphatic system, so that you get a good night's sleep. Don't watch any social media 1 hour or 2 hours before you go to bed. Have a nice conducive environment in the room, like darken your room, create that atmosphere. Don't have the bright light. After a particular time, have a light dimmed. There are various things you can do to achieve that good night's sleep. And then once your mind and body is rested, then you can get up on your own, actually, without alarm clock. But that has to be cultivated. And then if you want to get up like 5, but you're getting at 7, don't jump to 5 right away. Do it 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes. Go earlier, 10 to 15 minutes only, and then reward yourself. Suppose you are able to get up at 6:45, feel so happy, and make that 6:45 consistent for maybe 15 days. And don't expect anything from yourself. Even that 15 minutes, if you do consistently for 2 weeks, that's a reward in itself, right? So don't create a big goal for yourself, only small baby steps. Okay? Even a small baby step is a big leap in the overall picture of your life. So try that and tell your mind, no matter what, I'm going to get up at 6:50 or 6:45. Even though I'm in the bed, I'll, just switch on some dim light so that you're awake a little bit. Even if you toss and turn in the bed, you're at least mentally try to be awake, even if you don't feel like getting up. And tell yourself, I'll get up. And keep practicing that and see how it works. And tell your mind, why? Why do I want to even do this? What will I achieve? Because mind and the ego is destination addict. It wants to know why. Why do I want to get there? It wants to rationalize things. If you're really good at give a good reasoning to the mind, you've achieved your goal already, if your mind is 100% convinced. Again, keep repeating that. Why do I want to do this? Like, you love your kids so much, and that's why you get up at 7, because you have to do for your kids, right? So do you love what you want to achieve, like your goal, your own personal goal? If we see, forget about the family or kids, your own personal goal. What do I want to achieve getting up 10-15 minutes early or 2 hours early? What is that you want to achieve? And do you have that intense love that for your goal, you have to do it? You understand? I have to do it for my goal. I have to get up at 5. Even if have to, it's fine. But you have to, then you have to, right? So that's how we change our habits. Now, physical things we have dealt with. Now come with the intangible things, overthinking, all those things, right? How do we develop that pratipaksh bhavna, the opposing viewpoint? Suppose your child is not studying well in school, getting B minus or C or whatever. You do your own hard work as much as you can, you try to do, but then still something is not going well. How do you survive? You just say, many kids who have not achieved good marks, they are the pillars of success today. In my own batch, people who failed are more successful therapists now. I have seen that. Marks doesn't matter at one point. What matters is child is able to navigate their life. Of course, we want marks as well, but don't get too bogged down about a small portion of life. Maybe in grade 5, the child is not achieving much. Maybe in grade 7, he or she will achieve a really good, sincere studies. So they're always, as a mother, we always try to make them study well or do things what are good for them. But don't get too bogged down by it so that you make life hell for yourself and for your child. You understand? With love, a lot of things can be molded. Any problem should not go to a particular extent where your sleep is disturbed, you cannot eat, you're in so much of stress. It's not worth it. Now, how about people gossiping about you in family politics or whatever is going on? How do you develop an opposing point of view? It's so difficult. So think about it this way, and I'm taking this specific example of gossiping because it's very common in our culture. I always find people gossiping about each other. So now you have to remember one thing. Sharing is basic human nature. When you read a good book, watch a good movie, you want to share it with your family and friends. Similarly, if somebody is gossiping, what they're doing is just sharing your information to somebody else because they don't know anything better. That's the entertainment their mind is seeking. At least smile because you're so important in their life, they're talking about you. You're providing an entertainment or a material, a content for your life. So gossip can be either true, what they're talking about you may be true. Okay. Then just if you find out, maybe you have to change something within yourself. Maybe you talk too much or you trouble others. Then see what you can change within your own self. Second thing, it can be just a false thing, what they're circulating. Then you don't have to worry about it. Then why do you worry if somebody is circulating some false thing about you? And then again, remember, it's the level of their mind who are seeking entertainment and small talks. Best thing is to keep quiet and keep doing your stuff. You don't have to justify yourself sometimes. Sometimes you have to ignore things. Just let it go. And thank God that you at least know how people are thinking about you so that you can protect yourself more. Because people who are in that mindset, who like to gossip or say bad things, always bad things about people, they're not going to change. You trying to go and change and have a fight with them or getting upset with that is only going to harm you.
I think because, like me too, in my culture, there's a lot of that, like the gossip thing. But I find somebody has to stop it, not allow it to continue, you know? So if, let's say, the gossip comes to you, you can actually kind of say, like, I don't want to hear it, I don't want to talk about it, or it doesn't matter to me, whatever they think. So you stop it. So you kind of stop the process of the domino effect of going further.
Yes, very good point. You definitely can stop it. And I have also talked that never encourage any negative thing around you. But also don't get upset about it and keep thinking. Okay. Don't show passive aggressiveness. You know what I mean? So getting upset, getting angry, taunting the other person back, all those things, you stop it right away. Be crystal clear about your objective of life. I don't want to encourage this type of topic when you come to my home or when I meet with you. Okay. If you have to speak something, speak about yourself or me when we are talking. Definitely, that's a very good way of interacting, and that will stop that, as you said, the domino effect.
One of my friends had called me. They're all part of a big group, and she said, somebody in the group believes her a lot, and she's getting really upset and angry, and there was this long conversation. I'm a little bit removed from that group, although I'm part, but I'm not so much. Because I always like to keep a little bit of distance. I listened to her and everything, and I said, actually, by the time I started listening to your Bhagavad Gita classes, I said, in Bhagavad Gita, there is like this great like shlokas, there's chapters. You can seek that out, and you can internalize it and see how you can make it better for yourself. Because I said the other people may or may not change. And why are you spoiling? And she was getting really upset and angry, and I think it was going on festering for a long time, right? So, nobody was gossiping about her to me. If they did, nobody gossips with me because they know that I won't go, like I will not be.
You will not encourage that.
Yeah. So I'm always, that's why I'm a little bit far removed. But, why I'm saying this is, I really feel like having a group like this where we can talk about it and find these tools and resources like, Gita, be it meditation, I said, you can help yourself. I said, that's all I can suggest,
Yes. Changing our own perspective about life and the lens we see helps a lot. That's the best thing we can do for ourselves. And then gradually what happens when your convictions become stronger and stronger, because your sanskara changes. Sanskara means a culture. Okay, so and then the whole outlook changes, and then you're able to deal with things in a better way. And what is one really bad habit which I feel we have in the society, as a society collectively these days, is the culture of thank God it's Friday. I really don't understand why we have developed this and our kids are developing this. And that's because Monday is no better than Friday. In fact, you should be more enthusiastic on Monday because you're doing a job. You should be so enthusiastic about Monday because the money you're getting from that job should be from a happy mindset. Because from that money, you buy the food. From that food, you get the energy. You make this body and mind. So that intention of going to a job should be like a worship. It should be like going to a temple. But then again, we light one lamp at a time, and then that's how it grows, right? And spreading that message to you, you may spread that message to somebody else, and that's how the culture of the society changes, one step at a time. There are a lot of bad habits in society in general, like same thing, weekend fever, watching back-to-back movies, all those things, not paying importance to getting up in the morning or reading all those good things. There are a lot of things we can do, but again, it starts with self. Always ask question to yourself, what am I doing? And when somebody is caught in that whirlpool of bad habits, like crying with gossiping or watching that binge watching thing, if you're caught in that whirlpool, you only know that's your life. But as opposed to you who has come out of it, can see it differently, that this person is caught in the whirlpool. Even though they're feeling that they're independent, rotating in that whirlpool, you see that they're actually bound. Because you have developed a different perspective, you have come out of that whirlpool, you can see that the person is actually bound, whether they're enjoying in that circle, in that churning in that whirlpool. Isn't that freedom in itself, to develop a different and a faraway vision from what the drama is going on? That is realization, actually. So again, don't give in to your habits. Always try to look about deeper, contemplate on it. Why do I want to change, and what benefit it will give me? And then think about that bad things which is producing in your body and mind by indulging in that habit. I would say the fire within you for your growth should be so strong that it will again pull you out of that bad habit. If you have a lukewarm fire, like a lukewarm interest or a very small spark, probably you don't have enough fire to come out of that bad habit. That's why it's called Gyan Agni. That fire has to destroy that bad habit. That has to be really strong. A small spark will not destroy your bad habit. How much fire you have within your belly to reach that state of freedom. And you know that it will take you towards freedom, isn't it? How much fire do you have in your belly? You have to assess for your own self. Are you not fed up with yourself? Unless you're fed up with yourself, you will not have that fire. So always keep asking this question: how far you're willing to go with this fire? What are you willing to sacrifice for this growth? And then you'll get the answer and the zeal from within. Nobody can change you. Only you alone can change yourself. Don't give me reasons for, oh, my family is like that, my children are like that, this and blah, blah, my job is like that. Nothing matters. It's only the fire within you is the main important ingredient for your growth and changing that habit.
I have WhatsApp, and that's because when I went to India, all my friends had it, and they said, oh, you need to join WhatsApp, otherwise you won't know what's going on, right? So basically, what I feel is, as we get into all these, any one channel you join, it just drains you. So it keeps draining you, right? So I feel like if you really want to stop that screen time, you need to get away from it, right? Just like somebody said, if sweets are in front of me, I want to eat it. Right? The same way, if you're part of Facebook or Instagram or people are posting, I also find that when I post something, I'm always checking, oh, how many, so for example, on LinkedIn, right? Oh, I want to cross 100 likes. Right? I usually don't post, but when I post, that's my mentality.
No, but again, this is, I would say, expectation and the bind you have created. If you post and want to look for likes, you can still have that relative detachment. You post and just let it go. So that's actually freedom. I always say technology is like a fire. You can either cook a great meal with the fire or burn your house. technology, I love technology, but it should be like a hammer is used to just put a nail, not put on your head, right? Technology is very good actually. You can create wonders with, and communication is it's a great communication tool. But then that communication should not be like your addiction. Then you're not using that as a communication tool, you're using it to just satisfy your senses again. You understand? Or antakaran, the mind, satisfy your mind. How many likes did I get? So that's where you have to look. Does it really matter how many likes I get? So that's where you have to develop that maturity from inside. There's nothing wrong with technology. I love it. I love using technology. But then what are you using it for? Or is it using you? You need to have that boundary with everything.